We're going to move on now to our GMA cover story. A new look at Siegfried and Roy, the iconic performers whose Vegas show came to an abrupt end after a 2003 tiger attack left Roy fighting for his life. A new podcast is now raising fresh questions about the attack. Deborah Roberts has the details. Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning, George. Yeah, it's a deep dive into that fateful night, which ended the careers of Siegfried and Roy, the duo who redefined magic on the Vegas Strip with that dazzling show that included those massive white tigers. Well, now nearly 20 years later, this podcast team is sifting through the investigation, asking questions about whether it was truly an accident or maybe even a calculated attack. This morning, a new podcast taking listeners behind the velvet curtain, reporting new details about the police investigation into that tragic night in 2003 when a nearly 400-pound white tiger mauled and nearly killed Roy Horn, ending the famous Vegas Siegfried and Roy act.
We went into that investigation not even knowing what we were looking for. We didn't even know where to begin. We always assume that there's a possibility of a crime.
On Wild Things, an Apple TV Plus podcast, investigators telling how they explored all kinds of theories as Roy fought for his life, including whether the attack may have been provoked in what amounts to attempted murder.
There was some discussion about, could animal rights activists been involved in some kind of crime, somebody in the crowd, somebody in the staff. We discussed the possibility of being trace evidence. We were just looking for anything that could have prompted this tiger to do what he did.
Our reporting showed that some of the theories that they had were absolutely bonkers.
Roy was left partially paralyzed, but always defended his tiger manticore, insisting it was never an attack, but an attempt by the massive tiger to carry him to safety after sensing that Roy was having a stroke.
Yeah, that's it. It's like with everything with animals. You can take nothing for granted, even if you think you know it all. It's physical risk.
A government investigation ended in 2005 with no conclusion about the cause of the mauling. I sat down with Siegfried and Roy back in 2019 for their final interview, 16 years after the incident. You've been in each other's lives for 50 years.
I said, I love you. So, and he says, if I would have to do it again, I would do everything again the same way. I regret nothing.
Whatever happened on stage that night, it was the end of an electrifying era on the Vegas Strip. The German duo, who dazzled audiences for years, brought their magic back to the stage only one other time after the incident, yet never stopped believing in the magic they created for the millions who made Siegfried and Roy Vegas royalty. Siegfried and Roy have both passed away, always insisting that this was just a tragic mishap. One of their handlers, though, was publicly quoted as saying that Roy Horn bore some of the blame, that he wasn't completely on his game that night and had changed up some things in the act. That podcast, which asks all kinds of questions, will be airing on Wednesdays for the next few weeks. Cecilia?
Look forward to that. Okay, Deb, thanks so much. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.